Hello, friends. I actually really liked this assignment, or I like this assignment as I'm doing it right now, but I am being flooded with thoughts, so I'm going to try to keep this short. But there are just so many combinations of possibilities, so I chose four from each category, but I already was like, oh, but that would close down this, and that would open up this, and what if I did it this way? And I'm like, just pick four, Tara, and you'll be fine. So I picked, I chose a central building design with the image of Christ being a friend, and the image of the church being a pilgrimage people, and the variables being an ecclesial or kind of theological culture. So my thoughts on this are, I like the idea of a central location for the Lord's table to be, where it's like the main focus of the service, because I very much think that the Lord's Supper is why I want to commune with others. Like, I love the sermons, I love worship, but at the end of the day, I've really discovered about myself that the Lord's Supper being a huge part of each service is a really big deal to me, because we all get to come to the table wherever we are and with whatever we bring, and we're invited if we trust Jesus, and I think that that's pretty great. So that's why I kind of picked central. Then I chose friend, and the idea of Jesus or Christ as a friend is a very, I think, a disarming thing for people who might have had church hurt, which is a lot of the people that I tend to be around in the church that I'm in. And for whatever reason, just having Christ as this accessible person, it speaks volumes. So I like that concept. It's just disarming. The image of the church, I like a pilgrimage people a lot, because we're on a journey that doesn't necessarily end any place, and we come to the table for sustenance on that journey. And so I really like that concept. And then variables, if I'm understanding this correctly, just a theological and ecclesial culture. I'm just surrounded by a culture that it's kind of a little all over the map as far as religious background, socioeconomic background, it kind of racially and ethnically very similar. But for this, I liked ecclesial and theological because it seems like there's just a very big focus on how we relate to God and how we connect with God, and that's kind of the focus of the service and of the church, which is why I think the Lord's Supper is so important. It's because it's like at the end of the day, we can agree or disagree on these things theologically, but we all take from this table. We're all invited to the same table. Nobody's seat at this table is more important than others, which kind of goes back to this central piece where it's like it's the center. It's like what we really focus on. Like this, it all hangs on Christ's death and resurrection. So I think that this is a really interesting combination, but my church actually is a longitudinal design, so you watch people get up from their pews and like make their way down this really long aisle and then wing back to their seats, and everybody takes from the same table with the same aisle from two separate, like, there are four elders that serve the wine and the bread, and so it's this idea of like we're watching people come to the table, and like I get to see people I know and I don't know, people I know their stories and I don't know their stories, and it's just having that meditation is really neat. So you miss that at the central kind of location in a way, because it gives people like access to get up whenever they want, and it's this, and they can come from wherever, and it's free for you. So you miss that community piece kind of, but that was like the main thing I thought of. Was like, man, you really miss that piece with a central building design. But I like the concept. So there you go. 5 minutes. I did it.